Lord, He's in the midst. I'm glad He's with us wherever we go. I want to start out reading in 1 Samuel 17 and verse 34. And David said unto Saul, Thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came out a lion and a bear, and took the lamb out of the flock. And I went after him and smote him, and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard, and smote him and slew him. And then I want to go to Matthew chapter 10, verse 31. And it says, Fear ye not, therefore, ye are more value than many sparrows. And if I could title this tonight, it'd be From Fear to Faith. And in the Bible, it says, Fear not, 524 times. And if someone tells me fear not that many times, even as stubborn as I am sometimes, I'm eventually going to listen. And that not too far after that, when it talks about you're more valuable than the sparrows, it talks about how Peter took a step out in the water. You know, I'm sure Peter was scared, because I know I would be. I'm taking it from a human perspective that he was scared, because God gave us good common sense for a reason. Nobody's just going to step out of a boat in the middle of a storm. So he had good reason to be scared. But Peter turned his fear to faith as soon as his foot touched that water on the outside of the boat. In Romans 8 and 15, it says, For ye have not received the spirit again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. You know, no matter what we're going through, I'm gonna be honest. If I was in Brother Seth's shoes, I'd be scared. I would be scared. But he's not letting his fear get in the way of his faith. With my knee accident, I took a lot of precautions, but I didn't let it set me back. When I had to go into therapy, I didn't say, well, this is a little too hard. I don't think I'm gonna do this. You know, this looks like it might hurt. No, we'll just go. We'll try something else. No, I went from fearful to faithful, and you know, like the song says, Paul and Silas were in prison, and you know, when them prison walls begin to shake and just tremble and just start crumbling down, and after that all happened, the jailer was like, "Where's all my prisoners? Where's all the people that I had to keep accountable for? What's gonna happen to me?" But Paul and Silas said, "Fear not, for we're all here." That jailer went from fearful to faithful in one night. If he can go from fearful to faithful in one night, what can we do in just a couple hours? When I was little, I used to have a lot of faith in my dad. Well, I still do, but I can't quite jump in his arms now. So I'd have a little harder time with faith jumping in his arms now than I would when I was little. But I always had faith that he would catch me. I never had a doubt. I never had to think to myself, is he right around the corner? Is he going to get me? Is he going to be there when I fall? And so many times we let what we're going through just overshadow us and just come between us and just blur our vision. I remember a story that Mom told. I don't remember it, but I remember hearing her tell it. When no, it was Dad. But when we went to Florida in 2005 after Hurricane Katrina, and Dad was driving like he normally does, and it was so dark, so gloomy. He just and within himself he was. I remember him saying, he's just thinking, "Am I ever going to get out of this?" And then, if I'm not mistaken, he seen a little hole in the clouds where the sun was poking through, and I think a Jeff and Sherry Easter song came on, if I'm not mistaken. And but no matter what you're going through, no matter if it's like what Brother Seth's going through, or if you're having a bad day at work. I didn't have a good day at work. It was pretty warm out there, and but I can't let that get in the way of what I need. And in James it talks about how we need to count it all joy as we go into the trying of your faith, and for the trying of your faith worketh patience. Sometimes I'm lacking in the spirit of the fruit of patience. There's times that my patience wears thin, and I gotta catch myself before I do something that I'm regret. And so I don't have to go back and apologize later for something that I was doing that I wasn't thinking about. And we got to have, talking about the trying of our faith work as patience, we got to have test runs. They have test runs on engines. They have stress tests for doctor's appointments. You can't just put a brand new. You don't expect us to put a brand new Christian out and just say, "Here's a Bible, here's some tracts, go do your work." You gotta have a test run. You gotta mentor them. You can't just let it just. It has to work out on itself. And we can't hold back because of fear. Like I said, I never doubted that Dad was going to catch me, but that didn't mean that I didn't kind of hesitate when I first jumped. But like I said, the test runs after you do it the first time, it gets a little easier the second time, the third time. I don't really pray for people in public, but a while back I'd ordered me some lunch online at Wingstop, and for some reason I was wanting Whataburger, but something came to mind and said go to Wingstop. Okay, well Wingstop's a little bit closer, that's fine. So I ordered my food, got there, and there was a man there walking up to me, and my first thought was, "Oh Lord, he's wanting food. He's gonna want me to buy him lunch. He's gonna ask me for money." And so I kind of hesitated going up there at first, and then as I got closer to the door, he asked me a question, and I didn't hear him the first time. I said, "Now what?" He said, "Do you know how to pray?" I said, "Yeah, I know how to pray." He said, "My sister died a couple days ago." He said, he told me, he said, "I'm not going to lie to you. I have been smoking some synthetic marijuana, and I told my other sisters I was going to get saved today." I said, "Well," "right." I said, there's never a time like the present to get saved." And it just kind of gave me just a realization of there's people out there that needs that. There's people out there that need you to pray for them. They're helpless. They're hopeless. They don't have nothing. They've hit rock bottom. They have nowhere else to go except up. But if you're in the right place at the right time, then you can help them go up. And I prayed for him, and I just asked him to bless him, and just, you know, I tried to think of what Brother Jeff has prayed on Tuesdays and when I've been there, and it's been a while, so I just done my best. But it kind of. Now I'm not trying to brag, but it just kind of gave me a good feeling inside. I'd never prayed for somebody in public on my own, let alone with that Brother Jeff. And I was nervous I was going to say something wrong. But just knowing that people need that, need someone to pray for them, needs the right timing, the right person to come pray for them. The world needs that because they don't have no faith. They're fearful, like Chad was talking about. The guys he works with, they wonder why he can sleep so easy, because he don't have fear. He don't have fear to worry about if he dies that night, is he going to make it to heaven? There's no fear there. And I just want, we just need to cast that fear out. Just not let it worry, not let it discourage us. I stress out a lot about little things, especially when they start getting piled up on me. And I always try to think ahead. And sometimes I think too much ahead than I do in the present, and gets me more in trouble. But if we have the faith, then we don't have to worry about it. We can go on with ease and know that we're going to get what we need to get. And that's all I got. But when Jesus walked out on the water with Peter, he said, "Peace, be still." And the sea just kind of, it just calm like it always been on a normal day. And Peter didn't have to fear, but he started looking into his surroundings. I guess in our world they could say he started wondering, I wonder what so-and-so's thinking about me. I wonder what this one has said about me in the past. And we just can't do that. And going back to where I first read Samuel, David's probably one of my favorite Bible characters, and when you look back the story of David and Goliath, I don't believe there was an ounce of fear when he stepped out with that sling and them 5 stones. I don't think there was an ounce of fear. No matter how big that lion or bear was, he didn't have to worry about. It was in the past. He was telling them, I killed that. It was big. It was this, but it's not no more. No matter how big your giant is, it's just your fear can turn to faith. And I like, one of my favorite stories is the 3 Hebrew children. I'm sure that all the Hebrew children went fearfully into captivity, but 3 went fearfully to faithfully. And was is a past tense. It's what was in the past. It's what used to be. We was fearful. Now we are faithful. And that's about all I got. Sister Renee, could you come play for me? I know I've said this a lot, but we can't let our fear get in the way of what we need. And if you just all want to come in and pray.